Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Connecticut Precious Movie News. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
Today we're going to be talking about a whole heap and lot about movie news. Couple things. We are going to be clipping out a bunch of these, so we will be reintroducing every news topic just so that we can clip it out on YouTube, because that is how you get a lot of content out of one video. So today's news, we're going to talk about Amazon has officially bought MGM for $8.45 billion. Beep, 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 beep. And then Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville and the crew are going to make a Jackass 4, and this will be Johnny Knoxville's final Jackass movie. He gives a really interesting, he definitely gives a really cool interview in the article that I'm going to read. And then finally, we're going to react to the Gunpowder Milkshake trailer, which I am super, super excited about, for sure. All right, let's get started with the news. We're going to introduce the first news story, which is going to be about, the new world of media that we're living in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Connecticut Precious Movie News. I'm Arnie.
And I'm Andy.
Today we're going to be talking about Amazon has officially bought MGM. My man. So this apparently went down like over the course of the last 3 weeks, and originally it was reported that it was going to be about $9 billion, but no, the final tally of the deal is a whopping it's $8.45 billion. Drew, my man, what do you think about this? I realize that we've totally been talking about this kind of thing for a while now, about this happening in the entire industry. But at the same time, I'm interested in your idea. I know you and I have talked about at length about the repercussions of this to the artistry of movies in general, right? And the fact that Netflix isn't really making any good movies anymore. I mean, they honestly have never really made great movies. They've made really good TV shows, right? And now Amazon is just pooping out these blockbuster movies. Did you watch Coming to America 2? I don't think it got really good reviews.
Did you watch it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I did not watch it. I was like, man, I feel left out. I was like, if you watched it, I was like, man, we probably should have watched that. But
yeah, it's a good point.
No, I didn't. I don't know. I think this might put Amazon on the map because to me, Amazon was a little bit overlooked. I think the thing with Amazon Prime is that it wasn't one of the big names out there, and because its streaming service isn't a streaming service in the way that we think of it. You can't just pay $9.99 for Amazon Prime. You have to pay $100 a year, which is cheaper, technically.
Yeah.
To get free Prime delivery, and then with that you get the subscription, and so now I feel like people either love or hate Amazon, and if people love Amazon, they already have this, and they're just going they're not. I don't know if they're gonna get new subscribers because of this MGM buyout.
So
not,
you really,
not yet.
Yeah, you really hit the nail on the head with pretty much everything you said, and it all kind of goes in line with the stuff that we talked about. These kinds of things for sure. And Amazon, and this article specifically from Slashfilm, it actually talks about how Amazon Prime has not been the best when it comes to content. They for sure have awards prowess, things like Marvelous Miss Maisel out of Amazon Prime, things like that. They have good stuff, but it just really isn't very robust. And just to kind of give context, I do want to, sorry, Drew, I definitely just want to read this list of properties that MGM owns. It includes James Bond, The Hobbit, Rocky Creed, RoboCop, The Pink Panther, Stargate. I love that they put Stargate in there because obviously, the person who wrote this is definitely a Stargate fan. And the franchise is moving forward. Big Stargate head from way back in the day. Vikings, The Handmaid's Tale, The Voice, Survivor, and Shark Tank are also MGM owned. So this has repercussions not just in the movie industry, but it also has repercussions that reverberate throughout the entire entertainment industry. Kind of one crazy thing about this is I was reading this article. It's really interesting the way that they depict the James Bond aspect of it is James Bond is actually not even completely owned by MGM. So a different family like has ownership of the James Bond character, and they give distribution rights to James Bond, and they actually don't own like they don't make any money off of the movies. They actually only make money off of the advertising for the James Bond movie. It's something weird I wanted to bring up. But you think you were in the middle of a thought, my man?
No. Well, yeah, I'll get back to that. But like, also, is it only the Hobbit? It's only the Hobbits listed.
Oh, that's a good point.
Is Lord of the Rings not part of the Hobbit?
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. That's such a fucking crazy omission. That's such a crazy omission.
Like, you would put that in there, right? I mean, like, if you owned it, you would put that in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what I was gonna say is like, let's get sticky. Let's talk about GUI. GUI to be exact. Like, I just wanted to say something about our earlier statement. Is like another thing that really turns me off about some of these things, these media platforms, is their interface. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their user interface.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you I'm finally starting to get the like kind of get back on the Hulu. I kind of like the Hulu way of it. You know, when you're like force fed Netflix for so long, like Netflix is like this is a pretty good simple standard. Netflix is like the Chipotle of streaming services.
Mostly fresh, pretty like inexpensive and like mid-grade.
I just meant like
better than McDonald's. Definitely worse than a steakhouse.
I'm just saying Netflix is the Chipotle because like they ask you, do you want white rice or brown rice? Like you get two options every single time. Like the biggest option you have is the protein, and it's like it's three meats versus three non-meats. So I mean, like you don't have to do. You really like they really make you pick. They really like force feed you to like just give small options. Man, this is gonna be a little fucked up when I say this, but it's like it was made for indecisive women. You know, like, oh, I don't really like.
Oh boy! Oh, there it is. There it is. There we are. Yep.
Let's omit that. That
was. Your choice, bro. Your choice. I'm cool with leaving it in. It's all good.
Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is that Netflix is a little bit more straightforward, whereas like you go when you go to me when you go to like Amazon or Hulu, they're like the Cheesecake Factory menu. I feel like no, I don't know. Like I don't know what I want. I wanted you to kind of pick for me. I don't know what I wanted. This is a big menu. Do you kind of agree on that though? Like,
no, I get it. Yeah, no, Netflix definitely like has some really good properties, does some good stuff. I personally go straight for the carnitas or the barbacoa. You can have a decent vegetarian burrito there that's actually quite delicious and tasty, and I would go for it.
What are we talking about?
Right? Yeah, but like, there's stuff on Netflix that I still like get excited when there's new episodes.
Yeah.
Fucking. I really like everything that every food TV show that has to do with just a random dude getting drunk and hanging out at restaurants.
Yeah,
that's on Netflix. I watch all of it.
We should actually make a whole episode on that. Like that, we should talk about that. But like they have good stuff. I mean, the Selena series I thought was actually
they have really good documentary. Yeah, they had good documentary series. Their TV shows are fucking knocking it out of the park.
They bring BBC to us.
Yes.
And I think that is one of their biggest strong suit is that like Sherlock, I don't think a lot of people would have seen Sherlock or Peaky Blinders, all the stuff we talk about. Luther.
Dude, I wouldn't have watched Breaking Bad if they hadn't already had like the first 7 seasons on Netflix when it was like 2013. I binged the hell out of the first 8 seasons of Breaking Bad on YouTube. Well,
but it really is about that interface that like puts it. It's the algorithm and the interface that puts it in there and it force feeds it to you. I hope Amazon kind of can get better at their interface just so that we can,
No, I get you, man. The interfaces are really like subpar. It's like there's definitely like a fucking there's somebody out there who's a fucking software engineer who can figure out a better way of delivering us content on those platforms. 100%. And I think Netflix definitely makes it easier because they were the first ones out of the gate, for sure. Amazon is just such a huge company. They are, Amazon is like the fucking the content creation part of Amazon is such a tiny part of Amazon that it's barely negligible. What are we talking here? I'm gonna look up how much is Amazon worth. Like, it is an ungodly amount of money, to the point where I know for a fact that Amazon Prime, their video stuff, is for sure just they're like, oh, we like to go to parties and show off our shiny little thing. They are worth so much ungodly amounts of money. What is it? What is it? Here, what is Amazon's net worth? $314.9 billion. Like, that is insane. Like, $8 billion out of that giant chunk of cash is literally nothing. So they are a behemoth company that does things that are not media related, but they have decided to create as much content as possible and make their platform the destination. And I don't know if I like that, because this is like we're cutting up an entire industry, but then we're propping up an entire company that is basically its own nation state within our country. It's the truth. They're so well funded and there's so much money to it. They don't need MGM.
They just got stronger because of it, and they were like, I don't think they were. I thought maybe with this purchase they can sit at the big boys table now, and like maybe they couldn't before, but I think they could have.
I think that already happened with their Oscar. I think they got like a couple Golden Globes or whatever. They have awards prowess. I'm pretty sure.
Well, especially with the shout out to that movie that we reviewed.
That was available on Amazon. What's it called? Was it Attack the Block? That wasn't on there. I forget the movies we reviewed, honestly. It's been in there. I can just look it up right now. We did.
It's the sound one.
Sound of Metal. Sound of Metal.
Man,
Sound of Metal.
That
Sound
title
of
just
Metal.
like lost me.
Yeah, it's a weird one, but it's a fantastic film. But yeah, I was just gonna say, like, they're huge. Like the movie industry, like that. I think that's part of the problem.
It is.
That's part of the problem. It's not like people who were born and raised in the movie industry and make it their mission to make great movies, because the quotient and the formula has always been make good movies, people will watch it, right? And the people who are in the movie industry live, breathe, and die the movie industry, and that's all they care about. That's all they want to do. They just want to make good stories, to make movies, or make something big and flashy to also make money, for sure. But now the controlling arm of one of the most legendary, oldest movie studios in Hollywood, in American history, is now owned by a company that also sells laundry detergent and children's toys, dog food. I
was kind of fighting myself for this too. Like, what's the difference between that and Disney? You know what I mean? Like, which owns? They own Disney.
Yeah,
owns,
Disney. Yeah, the thing about Disney is like they
are
the same. You're not wrong.
But like they might not own, they might not sell us dish soap, but they definitely own more aisles.
You're right.
They own more aisles at Target.
Yeah, you're not wrong. The Disney comparison is fair, and I think Disney. The reason Disney is so powerful, and the reason Disney, honestly, why they've made some big steps, and especially in the Star Wars franchise, but also the reason they're so good at telling stories is because they put creator first. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, but like that is the one thing that I will give Disney. It's also kind of the same reason Netflix has done okay as well. They are also very creator first. So they give creators carte blanche to kind of do what they want to do and give them the support they need to make those stories happen, right? But yeah, they definitely I think they're closing down almost all of their Disney stores. But yeah, I mean they have retail space.
That was such a magical place. Are you
They
serious? I didn't even
I,
know
I,
that.
I
Why are you
think
breaking
that's
my
a
heart?
I think that's a thing. I think that's a thing. Disney is closing a lot of their stores. I mean, obviously because same thing. Everything is
I know, but their retail spaces were the coolest.
they're great magical places, and I don't get me wrong. I've bought Disney toys. I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time it was for presents, but I've done it. Disney also owns so much of life. I work with someone with a child, and that child and the parent know every word of Frozen 2, every song. It's constantly playing. But you're right. It is fair to make that comparison. But I mean, it's not. I also give Disney credit because it tends to work out for them more than it doesn't. They give creatives the real carte blanche and the support, and they also know how to tell stories. It's kind of the same thing that I'm saying about the movie industry people that run these studios. They're the ones who've told the stories. They're the ones who have put the stories out there. They've built the stories. They've created hundreds of movies. I think this article actually goes into depth of exactly how much hours of content they have. I think it's like 17,000 hours of television and like 100 like 20 it's 4,000 films and 17,000 hours of television together, right? And that control of all of that storytelling, and we're living in the modern world, so everything has to go through the internet and go into your hands, and we have to have a crap ton of content to compete in this world, which I think is part of the reason why these movie studios are starting to just be like, all right, fuck it, we can't do this anymore. Maybe they can't make quality content at the scope and breadth to compete in the marketplace now. So they just have to give up the reins to these giant conglomerates that are already internet based. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's kind of a weird thought.
No,
But
yeah. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
right? And I think that's to your point. There's just not a lot of good content out there.
That's been my biggest complaint and worry. And I think now we're finally getting content back. We're finally getting those people who paid that extra money during the COVID outbreak to make us content. They are reaping the benefits of those extra costs because they're like the number one supplier for content right now. Netflix is pumping out what they said they would, which is like a new movie every week, and they are getting new content. And I think they were honestly the first to do it. I will say Disney Plus is bringing it all full circle back, but the one episode a week, not mentality, but the format of the a new episode a week is coming back, and it's coming back strong because Disney Plus and HBO Max still do it, and I think Netflix is getting behind it, even though Netflix was a kind of against it at first. They were just releasing all of them, all at once, and everybody thought that was cool, honestly. But they realized that they'll keep more people on their app longer.
Absolutely.
If they do one a week. So I like that.
Yeah, and I also think that I don't know. I feel like we're in this transitional period of just the industry itself, and also the way that the industry has functioned has fundamentally changed. But the thing is, where's the good content? Where is the true auteurs who are making good work that is memorable and that is renowned and that everyone universally knows that it's good? It hasn't happened much in the last couple years on streaming services. It really has been mostly relegated to just, honestly, television. But I guess at the same time, if the movie's good, you're gonna release it in theaters, right? If if the movie is solid and really good, I mean, I know that Amazon does have movies that it finances and that it releases in theatrical versions, and then you have to like not always available on the platform, right? So maybe that is what's happening. Maybe the good content is being created, but it's so good that the people, the powers that be, are like, hey, we should release that movie out into theaters because it's that good. Obviously, the pandemic has also hurt those numbers. Um, Maybe that's what's happening, but there's two sides of me. There's a side of me that is just like that hates it, that all these movie studios are being bought up and that a giant conglomerate that sells laundry detergent is now in charge of basically all of that legacy and all of those new movies. And it feels to me, at least in the first 10 years of this experiment, streaming services haven't been doling out a great product unless it's a really good TV show. Um, and Netflix has definitely been on the forefront of really making good movies. I can't say that there really hasn't been any. So the other side of me is like really, really happy that the industry is becoming far more macroized. And what by that I mean is that there is definitely more opportunity for work for the individual people making movies. I vehemently believe that more directors are being able to make their visions. More writers are being able to, pay their rent and feed their families because there's definitely a steady stream of income coming from these various streaming platforms because they need content. They constantly need content, right? It's like, for me, this whole thing is all about the duality of it. I hate that it looks like there's not a lot of good content being released, but I'm also really happy that the industry, when it comes to the human resources, like, there's work, bro. Like, you can make a movie. We can make a movie. We can legitimately make a movie on the Canon R that I'm filming myself on and get it distribution somewhere. I vehemently believe that. As long as
I fully plan that we're going to do 6 seasons in a movie.
Yeah, at least, for sure. But yeah, man.
I completely agree, man. You hit the nail on the head. There's two ways to look at it. I've always believed that too. I don't know. I want to get back to like this Amazon thing. I think it's better. I think it's actually better for the case that we've been talking about, in the fact that I think there's going to be more. There's still going to be more content made, but I think there's going to be more quality content. It's not going to be fighting over the scraps anymore. It's going to be like who releases the better thing, and I think this helps us in this long race. And I'm excited about it. To be honest, like, I think adding more competition to the conglomerates of HBO and Disney Plus is going to be good. I think, I'm not saying Netflix is like even behind at all.
No,
I think that they have great content. I even think some of their movies have been kind of entertaining, and I think they're right there. Personally, for me, they're not like, they don't have the greatest, like, they don't have the top tier premium content yet, but I think they're right there. They're knocking on the door, and I think as the competition gets a little bit more just stronger, like this Amazon play, I think they'll get better.
no, for sure. I do think that because it is more possible for someone to create their vision in a medium and get distribution because of just the pure, giant behemoth that is online streaming, that good content will be made, and people who make good content are learning how to do it, and they're learning how to do it now a lot faster than they would be able to in the past, for sure. So I think we're in a transitional period. Hopefully I hope that there's just going to be a whole lot of new movies coming out from the same properties. I don't know what Amazon's going to do with James Bond. Daniel Craig's going to be gone. The Creed movies maybe they're going to be on Amazon Prime. That would be nice if we could just watch all those at the same time. Lord of the Rings. Apparently there's like a new HBO Max series about Lord of the Rings. No, I think there's maybe an Amazon. I don't know. But hey, I think this is double-sided. I think this is just history making itself. And in an industry and change, and when change happens, bad things happen to some people in the industry, and it's usually the people at the top who feel it the worst, which is why it's always like the most well-to-do people in the industry that always kind of poo-poo on like sudden massive change as well. But I think we're young enough to see we're going to see the fruits of all what's going on. So yeah, I'm excited for the future, and sad for the change and shift of everything. But I think it's going to all work out better, especially for creatives. I think more, and it's funny, and it's funny. This is kind of a different token, but even with NFTs, the world of like money coming into the pockets of artists far more than it has been happening is definitely becoming more a normal thing because of all this innovation happening all over our economy, all over the economy of show business and the economy of artistry. So this is all just fucking part of it. For sure. All right, I think we did it, man.
Yep.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, please like, subscribe. Let us know of any of the movie news you'd like to watch as well. We are available at all podcasting platforms known to man. We've been doing this for like almost a year in September. So we do have a back catalog of movie reviews and some other movie news. Thank you very much. I am Arnie Diaz.
I'm Andy. Sorry, I'm Andy. And, I'm Andy again. And Arnie usually tells me what we usually say, so I'm going to tell him. What do we always say, Arnie?
Go watch a fucking movie. All right, next. All
Wake
right.
up.
There we go. All right, next piece of news is the Jackass man is going away. I'm going to read some of this. I'm going to read some of this article because it's actually pretty like nuanced and poignant about Knoxville leaving Jackass. Let's get it started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions Movie News. I'm Arnie.
And I'm Andy.
Today we're going to be talking about some movie news. So in Jackass news, first up, Jackass 4 is happening with our man Johnny Knoxville. However, in this article from /film.com, he does talk about how he's going to walk away from the series. And I just kind of wanted to read a little bit from this article because he gives kind of a really poignant reason why he's leaving, which kind of makes total sense. So from /film.com, an article entitled Jackass 4 will be Johnny Knoxville's final movie in the franchise. So while Knoxville says that he knows what he signed up for with the franchise, he helped design many of the wild stunts that earned this franchise its infamy. He also acknowledged that he never thought how it would affect him in the long term. Quote, half-assed stuntman didn't really think long term, Knoxville said. In the long term, Knoxville has suffered dozens of injuries, most of which have become almost impossible to recuperate from as he got older. Notably, Knoxville was injured more times while filming the 2018's Action Point than he has in the past films throughout his career. I did not know that. Also, kind of feel like we should watch that movie if Knoxville gave up his body for it. Throughout, he like sustained, Jesus. Yeah, he sustained concussions, stitches, a couple lost teeth, and an eye popped out of his socket. At that point, Knoxville said he knew his stunt career was winding down. When his castmates reached out about doing another Jackass movie, Knoxville was reluctant. Quote, I didn't feel the need or the desire, Knoxville said. It's a real emotional thing. I can't afford to have any more concussions. I can't put my family through that. With all that said, Jackass 4 will be released October 22nd, 2021.
He sounds like a football player.
Yeah, dude. Like, straight up.
I feel bad for this guy, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. So straight up, dude, Jackass changed culture. Most of the stunts happening on YouTube right now, all of the prank shows, the millions and millions of views happening on the internet right now based on pranking shows and pranking shows that are all over the planet as well. There's a bunch international pranking shows. A lot of them for sure happen in those countries as well. But in America, the pranking, but also weird stunt thing happening on video all started from fucking Jackass, right? It legitimately changed our culture in a strange way. And dude, like we all watched those movies. The first three movies actually, we all watched in theaters and had a blast.
And
Like
you know who we can thank for it? Spike Jones.
Spike Jones, you're right, he did.
Spike Jones is the creator of the original Jackass, or he's one of the co-creators.
No, he was definitely a help producer because like from like so like way back in the day, Jackass was actually just a bunch of dudes who worked for a skating magazine,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And Spike Jones also got his start doing a crap ton of skating videos. And they were like partners in doing a lot of those video stuffs.
Well,
And Knoxville was a part of it. Because like dude, pretty much all the
he's listed as a creator on the MTV show with
Gotcha.
Bam and Johnny, and you know like the dad Steve O was in it. Like there was just a whole bunch of people that like, and that was where I watched it. Do you remember that MTV show, Arnie? And like, the craziest shit would happen like from episode to episode,
bro.
and they were pumping those out, man. I mean, like, there has to be like 45 episodes. Like, if we want to put something on a streaming, put something on a streaming, a platform, it's that show because that show was fun.
Yeah, it was nuts. It was crazy. It was just insane, but like, it was so fascinating. Just it is just it's fascinating to watch other humans like hurt each other and suffer. It's just great. I really like what Knoxville says here. It's crazy that he sustained a concussion. I had a mild concussion earlier this year. Those things are no joke, bro.
Right.
It took me a solid month to recover from that, man. And I didn't even have that one that was that bad. But like 100%, like I get it. But like also the man's got to put some money in the bank. I'm pretty sure, right? So do another Jackass, make some money. I wonder how the stunts are gonna be. You think they're gonna be tamer? I kind of feel like they're older. They might be a little tamer, right? Because these guys are getting up there. He like in the article. Turns out this guy's pushing 50. I mean, he's almost 50 years old. Knoxville. I mean, what can they do? what? I mean, it has to be crazier, right? They always got to go bigger and better. Notably, I remember the last one. It was Jackass 3D. It opened with this like gigantic, like musical, like halfway between a variety show and just a just crazy stunt fest, which was very entertaining and crazy. But like, how far can they go? And like, go ahead. Good.
No, like I think you're right. Like, because like, what made them who they are was how innovative they were, and because they came from the stunt world, because they came from the skating world, like it was just fun to see them fuck up. It was just fun to see them fuck up.
It's just genuinely entertaining to watch people suffer.
Yeah, and like the other thing that like they would just do the shit that you were like never supposed to do. They were like, look, we're gonna drop kick somebody on a trampoline and we're gonna see where they land. Like we're gonna jump off of a roof, but like we have to build, like it would be something crazy like, but the roof wasn't high enough, so we have to build a bigger house, and then we're gonna jump off of that.
Yeah,
like that. Those were the fun things that they did. Like, and I thought it was always, and they always messed with people. They did awesome pranks before pranking was like a real thing.
Dude, they did it first, bro. Like they were 100%. Dude, remember when we did videos in high school? It was all because of Jackass.
Yeah.
It's the first videos I made. Just Jackass, fucking, just copying them, rip-offs, just Jackass rip-offs. Yeah, I bet you that's true for a lot of filmmakers. A lot of like now new filmmakers probably, I'm saying it now, probably a lot of them definitely made a fucking Jackass movie.
Yep.
If not the first thing they filmed, they definitely did some weird shit. Just weird shit with your homies hanging out. Just one time I went to a Jack in the Box. Fucking just stupid shit. Because why not? It was just easy. It's easy. It's low budget. It's low budget to just like do weird stunts, for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely admire Knoxville's honesty here, because it's true, right? Like he's been fucking giving his body for our entertainment for over a decade. Right? Which is like, I don't know, to me, it's kind of like, it's weird to think about, right? Because, like, this guy made his career, and honestly, a bunch of these Jackass guys made their careers because a bunch of them went off and did their own things, right? Like, Steve-O is, like, off doing his own. He's got a bunch of TV shows he's doing. He's actively a stand-up. He's done a bunch of other things. Bam Margera had his own TV show and was really popular for a while there. He's getting older and starting to look like his father now. And then Knoxville actually turned not like the biggest star in Hollywood, but the guy has starred in big budget Hollywood pictures and and made an okay career from it. It's just like interesting to think where they came from and how they came to be. Because you can it's another avenue to stardom. Just make a fucking bunch of videos of you fucking with your friends. You can make millions of dollars. I can look this up right now. I guarantee. I bet you that Jackass has netted probably $1 billion in profit.
Yeah.
If not, at least over that. Maybe two. I wager to bet like $2 billion worth of profit the Jackass franchise has netted for sure. God, dude, I'm just thinking about the most disgusting shit that they did, dude. The one that has always stuck with me. Dude, I think it was Jackass 2, maybe 1, where the dude was like, oh, God, it's going to get gross, guys, since we're talking about Jackass. The one where the dude just started chugs of beer through his anus. You hear that one? Or, like, when the dude, like, the one where, like, goddamn, the guy where he puts his member through a hole. It's like the scene just, like, it's black, and it just, like, opens up, and there's just, like, a shitload of spiders. And the guy, he puts his member through the hole. And it's just out of nowhere, and it's just blurry. But it's just like the opening of that scene. And you're just like, oh, okay, we're going there. You wouldn't have Borat.
No.
And its popularity. Even though, like, for sure, I forget the guy's character's name, but Sacha Baron Cohen, he was doing this kind of shit before too. But it wouldn't have been released in theaters as well as it was. Like the thing that the kind of storytelling that they did in Jackass is why we have like those kinds of things happening in the world, right? There are other movies like that too, where it's like it's all about like literally being in the real world.
Yeah,
but you're like telling a narrative.
They had to be competitive, like because I think I want to say Fear Factor came out like almost the same time as Jackass.
Yeah,
competing on like a national network. Versus, the fun hipster on MTV watching, Jackass. So, like, they competed against each other, and they made each other better because of, like, the dumb shit that each of them would do.
Yeah, for sure. And
I'm not saying those are the same, but, like, Fear Factor was very, like, to watch people do grotesque things was, like, the main focus for both.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean that's what it was. But like, I do also give credence to the fact that Jackass created a way of telling stories within the real world that was just something that just had never been done before, on film or really anywhere in any medium. Like the things that they would do to interact with the real world, but also try to tell a narrative story in like little bits, right? Turns into fucking Borat, just fully all out doing his thing, which is commentary and things like that. And there's definitely other movies and stuff like that have done that as well. So like I totally applaud that, and I fucking applaud Johnny Knoxville for getting back out there and giving his body to the people.
Yeah, man, I did not know that he did all that stuff. I feel bad. Like,
dude. I feel like we gotta watch fucking Action Park, dude. He hurt himself a lot in that movie.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We kind of owe him that. We owe him a ticket sale.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Cool,
all right, man. I think we did it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, subscribe. We are available on every streaming platform known to existence. Kinetic Impressions. Also, please let us know what's your favorite Jackass stunt. What do you think the Jackass crew will get into next? Let us know. I'm Arnie.
I'm Andy.
All right, brother. What do we always tell the fine people of the internet?
We tell them to go watch a fucking movie.
Go watch un película. Una Una cosa que se viene. All right. Let's move on to the final one.
Película.
All right, let's pick it up to the last one. This one's going to be kind of different than we've done before. So I want to make sure that everything is set up and ready to rock. Do you have it set up on your screen so we'll watch it at the same time?
Yeah,
and I'll bring the volume in and out.
We're gonna do it old school, like where we click at the same time. I used to do this with my girlfriend back home. You know what I mean? Like you have to get on the phone, be like, "All right, are you clicking? Yeah, I'm clicking. Are you at the beginning?"
Okay, so I think I can mute out the volume without actually. Oh, actually, let me do this because sorry guys, technical difficulties. Making sure I'm doing this right. To share the actual volume, I have to hit it there and then do that and then hit share. Okay, now I have it. All right, let's introduce and then do the darn thing. Also, Drew, mind putting up the IMDb of Gunpowder Milkshake just so that we have a reminder of everyone involved in this fine moving picture. All right.
Oh yeah, like on the thing.
Or yeah. No. Just have it up so because we're gonna talk. I'll let you have so you have context. I'll have it up too. All right.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're ready to rock, and then I'm going to introduce the final news story of the night. It's gonna be fun, man. All right, ready to rock?
I'm fucking it up.
It's all good, bro. It's all good. It's all good. We're gonna be fun. This is it, man. It's behind the scenes, guys. It's behind the scenes. Get it. You're good. You're good. Gotta walk off that ledge, bro. Gotta walk off that ledge.
My face froze, and it was the most awkward moment of that.
We'll freeze it and make that the thumbnail. Ready to rock?
I'm ready to rock.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kinetic Impressions Movie News. I'm Arnie.
And I'm Andy.
Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of movie news, but actually a trailer reveal. On this podcast, we have been highlighting Gunpowder Milkshake. This movie, which has literally every badass woman in Hollywood, has released a trailer. And we are going to react to the trailer. Context, we are not going to we're not going to have all of the audio for the trailer because YouTube. And then, because, YouTube thingies. But we'll go in and out, and then make sure that you hear a little bit of it. But for context, if you're listening to this, I will have the link to the trailer in the actual description of the show. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, it will also be there as well. All right, my man, ready to rock? 1 second. I actually have to change a battery. Oops, sorry about that. Should go blank for a second. I will be back. Sorry, I've been...
Froze your face.
Yep.
It's just me now.
All right. Should be back in a second. Here I am. All right. And focus. There we go. All right. Ready to rock?
We can trim that out.
All right.
And scene.
All right. Ready to hit play, my man? Yep. 1, 2. Tight. I Heart Kittens. Interesting. Angela Bassett. Gina Wallow.
Damn, your talents are needed. Somebody stole from us.
Paul Giamatti's.
Who's crazy enough to steal from the firm?
You killed the wrong people. You're no longer under our protection.
Some bad men are coming to hurt us.
We have to go where it's safe. Hi, Mom.
Am I a grandmother?
Yes. Yeah.
To you girls.
We're gonna
Oh,
bring
yeah.
the sky down on their heads.
Damn. Oh, shit. Damn.
Thanks, Mom.
Are you a serial killer?
What?
You kill people.
Yes.
She's got a point. She's got a fucking point. Dude, I can't wait. For context, here is the description on IMDb. Just so everyone is aware of what the movie is about. In her turbulent life as a professional assassin, Scarlett was cruelty forced to abandon her daughter, Sam, and go on a run. Years later, despite the estrangement, Sam also has grown into being a cold-blooded hitwoman. I mean, that's a description. After a high-stakes mission spins out of control, putting an innocent 8-year-old girl in the middle of a gang war, she has unleashed. Sam has no choice but to go rogue. This ultimately leads her back to her mother and her former hitman sidekicks, who all join forces in an avenging war against those who took everything from them. I don't know, man. I love everything about that trailer, and I love everything about this movie. Bro, the cast is stacked.
Yeah.
The action looks dope. I'm in, man. What'd you think of that?
I gotta ask one question. Is that the same library as John Wick?
I don't know, maybe. It might be. I
You know
tell you what,
I'm talking about,
there's
right? Like,
yeah,
it's that
yeah,
same
yeah.
library. I'm like, that's awesome. No, I love everything about this, man. Like this. What's funny is this is putting Birds of Prey to shame.
Oh,
Like that,
bro.
Remember that?
Oh, okay.
Remember that movie that like was supposed to be about women empowerment,
yeah,
and kicking
bro.
ass, and all
Yes,
that shit?
bro.
And, like,
yes.
And then, no offense, but like we got, I felt like we got a somewhat lame Ocean's 8. I watched it in theaters. I wanted to like Ocean's 8.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that great. Then we got, then we've talked about it before. We've critiqued it. We've critiqued some of the mishaps in it before, but the Charlie's Angels.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
we wanted to see them kick ass.
Dude.
And so like then we've reviewed Birds of Prey here before, and like and Birds of Prey wasn't that great. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
I heard mixed things for that movie for sure. For sure.
and so like now I feel like we're finally getting what we deserve. And it's with an amazing cast. We've talked about this cast before. We've talked about this movie before.
Bro.
But it doesn't matter because we can talk about it again.
Yeah.
It's an amazing movie.
It looks dope. That's good. I am excited too. Yeah, obviously. We talk about it for there. But Karen Gillian. Just Karen Gillian. Oh my god, dude. Like what she did obviously what she did with Nebula on the Avengers, fantastic shit. I loved her in Doctor Who. She's one of my favorite companions. Obviously, if you've watched the Jumanji movies, really good movies. Also, knocking it out of the park in those films. And her as a badass in here, I just want to watch. I think she deserves it, and I think she is ripe for just huge more stardom. Carla Gugino, whatever you say her name, like been in the game a while, has done a multitude of action flicks, notably works a lot with Robert Rodriguez, for sure. Like Sin City, she's been all over the place, dude. Lena Headey, Cersei, obviously, like knocking it out of the park. Also does a really good job in the Dredd movie as a villain. And again, I've said it time and time again. I'll say it again now. Angela fucking Bassett deserves an Oscar, if not a goddamn Lifetime Achievement Award for everything she's done in life. And then Michelle Yeoh, Crouch Tiger, Hidden Dragon. These women have been in the industry forever. It's time for them to shine in a badass action film, and I am just like fucking excited as shit for this movie. We're definitely gonna review it. We're gonna watch it in the theaters because hey, I'm fully vaccinated. So is Drew. We're fucking going for it. I'm super excited for this film, dude. So let's just kind of like zero in on a couple of things here in the trailer. I think I can like stop it, dude. This entrance.
I do have to tell you, just because you mentioned it, like I had a crush on Carla Giano, Giuino, whatever it is.
Of course, yes.
For so long. I can't wait that she like every time I see her in anything, you know, because we've seen a lot of her in Watchmen.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a lot of her. And
yes. Move on. Yes, we've seen a lot of her. She's around.
Yes. But like she's been in so many things. She's been in like movie after movie after. She's in the show about my life, Roadies. That was like
Roadies. I love the first 5 episodes, and then it just crashed and burned.
It did, and that's why it crashed and burned with everybody else too. But like, I mean, but no, and like to see her even, to see her finally get like a kind of a bigger role and like kind of moving up the ladder. I love that, and like everything else you said was spot on. I was kind of excited. Let's go.
Yeah, dude. I'm dude. Yes, Carl again. Obviously, great. I'm fucking excited for that. But this trailer, is like there's just so much in it. Like honestly, too much. Like, come on, guys, give us a little bit of mystery. Give us a little bit. Just hide a little bit of the sass. Look at that. Like the fact that this movie has like these women are incredible actresses. Every single one of them has turned out like 2 of the people on this still have been nominated for Oscars. Right? And like you said about Carla, she's been fucking around the action kind of B movie space for over like 2-3 decades, for sure. It's kind of amazing to me that these people have not been together in a movie, but I guess that kind of speaks to the broader thing about Hollywood and shit like that. Like, come on, like they're half the audience. Give them like more than half the audience. Look at this shit. Look at Angela Bassett about to knock that dude's head into the stratosphere. I want to see this. This like diner scene looks pretty dope. Looks like they're maybe like setting up a mission. Shit, gold, John Wick reference there. It's always gold. It's always gold. But like obviously, yeah, this is definitely taking a lot of formula from like fucking College Giano just doing his big ass fucking gun. Yeah. Obviously taking a lot from Jackass and for sure, I mean, not Jackass. We talked about Jackass, but John Wick for sure. I do appreciate that John Wick has turned the entire action movie like space on its head and has basically told everyone this is how you do it now. Because that formula is better. Like John Wick was created and completely produced and just completely put together by stunt people, right? All directed by the guy who did the stunts for The Matrix, right? And the reason it's so good and pleasing to our eyes is on full display here as well. Just like in that diner scene right here, look, the action is fucking staying on the screen. We're not moving away. We're not doing 1,000 takes to see a person move 2 feet, right? It is clear, concise action that is moving through the scene with the actors as if it is a dance, right? That like new style of doing action is beautiful in the way you should do things.
It's also fun. It's also fun in like I this is kind of night and day, but like in the Edgar Wright way.
Yes.
And so like it like this feel like because it kind of reminded there's clips of it that kind of reminded me of like of just fun Baby Driver moments. You know what I mean? Also,
yeah,
so
100%.
Like, I don't know, man. Like it's I love where this genre is going.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're saying. So and like it's if we could just keep making this the template, like it's gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be definitely, at the very least, there's going to be really inventive action in and of itself, right? That's what you go to these movies to watch. You go to these movies to watch, give me a good, passable story. Looks like this is going to be about the ladies protecting the young girl because gang war. Great. Good, passable story with incredible action and just putting the prowess of these actors on display. And I think these kind of movies definitely always excel when you have good actors. And dude, this is an incredible cast. This cast is incredible. This is like I don't know why people aren't talking about this movie more. Like these people, like this collective screen has like tens of years, like decades of movies are in this like exact still of this movie. Like the prowess and the chops, the legacy of all of these actors is incredible. And I'm glad that they're finally coming together in a fun action flick. 100%, right? And it's going to elevate. I feel like it's going to elevate this movie in a whole other way. I hope this movie is ripe to be like Knives Out, like a Knives Out, you know, kind of movie that comes out of nowhere that nobody really knows about, but then kind of has legs and is able to just kind of keep going. And people word of mouth happens, and so more people start to see it, and it eventually gets definitely gets a due, you know. Like it definitely has that kind of prowess behind it. Like I'm just super super excited for this movie, man, for sure.
Yeah, me too, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, for sure. Gunpowder Milkshake. I don't have the release. I should look that up in a second. Look at what the release said, but it's coming soon. Oh, it should be in the art. It should be an article. But coming soon has a whole lot of just like great performers, and I just can't wait to see this movie. All right, man. I think we did it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Kinetic Impressions. Thank you for watching and/or listening. We are available on all streaming all streaming podcast platforms under Kinetic Impressions. Please let us know of any other action female-based movies that you have watched that we haven't seen and would like to let us know about. Also, what do you think is going to be the craziest thing coming out of Gunpowder Milkshake? All right, brother. I'm Arnie Diaz.
I'm Andy.
What do we always tell the fine people of the internet?
On July 14th, 2021, go watch a fucking movie.
Go watch a fucking movie. Hell yeah. All right. Knocking it out. I'm going to end stream.
That's going to sneak up on us. Like,